Ladies and gentlemen, Russia is sending a warning to the US. You better not send no long range missiles to Ukraine. You better not do it. And Ukraine is losing up to 100 soldiers per day in this war. See, this is the kind of stuff they will never in a million years tell you on US news. And the sad part is there were people coming to my comment section parroting everything that was said on the news. And that tells me instantly who's more influenced by American news, us or them? I would say it's definitely them. They were repeating everything word for word. Ukraine is winning. Russia's getting their butts handed to them. And yada yada. I was like, wow. You absolutely don't do your own thinking. You claim you do these things, but you really don't. So let's get into this. Russia Ukraine war. Moscow warns US over rocket shipments to Kyiv. Ukraine losing up to 100 soldiers per day. So the Pentagon announced on Wednesday that the US will send Ukraine four sophisticated medium range rocket systems and ammunition to help try to stall Russia progress in the Donbass region of its country, the Associated Press reports. It will take at least 3 weeks to get the precision weapons and trained troops onto the battlefield. This is according to the Pentagon. Well, you know what? Being that Russia knows this is coming, y'all, they're going to just intercept it, just like they did all the other weaponry that was going over there. It's going to be intercepted. The rocket system are part of a new $700 million. So this is new weaponry that the US have obtained. All right. And they're sending this over to Ukraine. Wow. I don't know. So this is being sent to Ukraine from the US. It also includes helicopters, Javelin anti tank weapon systems, radars, tactical vehicles, spare parts, and more. That's a lot of stuff. So, some are asking, are these weapons arriving too late to make a difference? Because Russia's making all kinds of progress every single day in the east and southern parts of Ukraine. And the defense undersecretary says he doesn't think it's too late to get this over there. I don't think it's going to make it there. That's why they are falling like a rock real fast. All right. So the Kremlin, a spokesman, told reporters Wednesday that the US is deliberately and diligently pouring fuel on the fire. And he added that the Kremlin doesn't trust Kyiv's assurances that the multiple rocket launch systems supplied by the US will not be used to attack Russia. Mm-mm-mm. It is the 11th package approved so far and will be the first to tap into that 440 billion in security and economic assistance recently passed by Congress. The rocket system would be part of a Pentagon drawdown authority, so it would involve taking weapons from the US inventory and getting them to Ukraine quickly. Ukrainian troops would also need training on the weapon system, and it would take at least a week or two. Officials said the plan is to send Ukraine to the high mobility artillery rocket system, or the HIMARS, which is mounted on a truck and can carry a container of 6 rockets. So that's what they're trying to get over there to them. The system can launch a medium range rocket, which is the current plan, but is also capable of firing long range missiles. The Army Tactical Missile System, which is a range of 190 miles or 300 kilometers, is not part of the plan. Mm-mm-mm. Well, y'all, they send this over. Look, one or two things are going to happen. Russia is going to get it like it did other things, or if it reaches Ukraine, they're going to destroy it. That's what they've been doing all this time. So, the U.S. Secretary of State Anthony Blinken said Ukraine was given assurances that it will not use long range weapon systems provided by Washington against targets on Russian territory. Blinken remarks came after the U.S. President Joe Biden confirmed that he will send the more advanced long range rocket systems to Kyiv, a critical weapon that Ukrainian leaders have been asking for as they struggle to stall Russia's progress in the Donbass region. So, Britain Prime Minister Boris Johnson spoke with Biden about the transfer of US M270 multiple launch rocket systems this morning, which will be followed by a discussion between his Foreign Secretary Liz Truss and the US State Secretary Anthony Blinken, Secretary of State. On Thursday, Politico cited a source as saying Blinken said there was a strong consensus within NATO broadly to support the rapid accession of Sweden and Finland to NATO, and he was confident it would happen. So, I mean, they've been talking about that for several weeks now, about Sweden and Finland joining NATO, and Russia already threatened both countries if they join. And they're still fumbling around with it because we've been hearing about this even back in April about them joining, and we're just in the beginning of June and they're still talking about the same thing. All right, Ukrainian forces are holding just 20% of the city. They're talking about in Donbass. The latest still held, I'm sorry, they're talking about Kyiv. The largest still held by Russia, of course, because they're really making a lot of progress over there. The most difficult situation is the east of Ukraine and southern Donetsk and Luhansk. I guess that's Luhansk. Luzinski said in an interview with U.S. Newsmax television channel, Western officials said Ukraine estimate that it loses 60 to 100 troops per day. Wow. They're so short on everything. We know their army is not as big as Russia. And y'all and here in America, y'all need to get out of here with that David and Goliath stuff. This is not David and Goliath at all, nor has it ever been. All right. So Russia said it completed test of its hypersonic cruise missile and will deploy it before the end of the year on a new frigate of its northern fleet. All right. So this is not good, but we shall see what happens. I mean, I looked at places online, the recent fighting in Donbass. Ooh, that place is towed up for real. You can clearly tell just from looking at the destruction that Ukraine is definitely not winning. The destruction is huge, huge. But y'all, please tell me what you think. Russia is threatening the US over sending long range missiles and systems and the military aid that the US promised would go over there. And, you know, we shall see what happens in this whole thing. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.